Cannot tell you guys how excited I am. I've been trying to get these videos to you all week, and it's finally come to fruition. It is finally here. Okay, so the last video for this week will be a narrative nonfiction PowerPoint overview. But first, the way you access that on Blackboard on this left-hand side ribbon, you will navigate down to weekly course readings, and from there you will click the week that we are on, and then there are helpful PowerPoints. So with this one, there is a option. Let's see. There should be a full screen option. Well, maybe if I go here. Okay. Here we are. So very soon, you guys will be completing your literacy narrative. Narrative nonfiction, also known as creative fiction, blends literary elements commonly found in fictional narratives and reflective nonfiction. Think of the fictional stories and books you may have read before. For example, Alice in Wonderland, very flowery, detailed explanations of setting, and you are seeing everything in your mind as if you were watching a movie. Everything is very detailed and vivid. So this genre describes factual, real-life incidents in a vivid and engaging way. That's typically found in narrative. Narrative nonfiction is based in reality, but you've still got very detailed, very flowery imagery. Writers of narrative nonfiction blend elements of narration like plot, pacing, and point of view. So pretty much any really well-detailed fictional piece of writing you've read, imagine that, but it's nonfiction. First and foremost, writers of narrative nonfiction base their stories on real events. Although narrative nonfiction typically reflects on the personal experience of the writer, a writer must accurately convey the people, places, and events that occur within the narrative. So you're aiming for truth. You want to be honest and vivid at the same time. So setting is when and where a story takes place. It's going to include immediate surroundings of the characters, like props in a scene. You've got trees, furniture, food inside of a house or a car, um, food or inside of a house or a car. You've got the time of day that it's happening, morning, noon, night. The weather, is it cloudy? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it snowy? Is it a monsoon? Is it a desert outside? You want to explain these things. You'll also, you want to be thinking about the time of year it is or the season. Is it late summer and one day it's really hot and the next day it's really cold? Late fall, early winter, whatever it might be. You want to think about the historical period. So if you're writing like a period piece, I don't know if you all are familiar with Bridgerton, but that is an excellent example. You want to really dig in to the period of time you're in. For me, if I was telling a story about when I was a little girl, and one day my mother took me to McDonald's when I was a child, and I was writing about that, I would be explaining what a 90s looking McDonald's was like. Um, you really want to dig into those little details to give it truth and honesty. You also want to consider the geographical location, the state, the topography. Are you in the mountains of southeastern Kentucky, where I grew up? Are you in the Andes? Are you in the Midwest? Are you in the Northeast? Think about those things, what the terrain is like, um, the foliage, the flowers. Are there even flowers? Think of all of these things when you're looking at your setting. The depth of detail provided and the correctness of that detail will significantly impact the audience's experience of realism and will influence their suspension of disbelief. You want details. Details are your friend. So really dig into those details. An example of that, you you always want to show, you don't want to tell. You want people to imagine what you're saying. And all of those little details, the way the sun dances on the screen door in the morning, as the birds sing, an example of that. Compare this. My sister and I stepped into the old farm store walking past the tired clerk towards some chickens, versus stepping into the store, I immediately noticed the smell of old barley. The olfactory senses are engaged. The air conditioner hummed loudly. It's what they're hearing. A song of too many years spent on maximum cool. Maria rubbed her hands together, shivering, so we have touch, we have physical sensation. His brow furrowed as he double-checked his inventory list. Maria nodded to the man as we stepped up the worn stairway leading into the store. Dusty farm equipment, a cage full of baby chickens huddled together under a sun lamp for warmth. Think of all of these little things, everything going on in the scene. Imagine you are setting a scene for a movie and all of those elements are being blended together, but give it honesty because it's nonfiction. The plot of the narrative, the plot of a narrative nonfiction work may follow the structure of a fictional novel. So you have your exposition, you're setting everything up. You've got rising action, where tensions are building, something is going on, there's something brewing on the horizon. You have the climax where everything just kind of gets out of hand and gets really explosive. And then you have your falling action and your resolution, things start calming down. And then everything gets that nice little bow tied at the end. Everything comes full circle. This narrative structure allows the writer to bring cohesion and resolution to real life events that might not have been so clearly defined. Think of if you can remember the first time you went to the dentist. You were terrified. You got nervous. That was the rising action. The tooth was pulled. You drove home, the falling action, and then you rested because your mouth hurt. There's your resolution. So very soon you are going to be introduced to the literacy narrative assignment, I hope. All of your videos will be posted on Monday, including an overview of the literacy narrative assignment, and we'll really get into drafting next week. You'll have your first draft due in a couple of weeks. So that is on the horizon. I'll probably get the assignment sheet up a little bit earlier for you all so you guys can just be looking over it if you have the time. Nope, scratch that. You guys enjoy your weekend. You just had your first week at EKU. Enjoy your weekend. Take a walk outside. Enjoy the nice weather, provided it's not overly hot, or if you like that, that's fine too. Um, but enjoy yourselves, pat yourselves on the back. You are finally at the end of your first week here, and you guys are doing wonderfully. Starting this coming Monday, all of the materials for each week will be posted to Blackboard by Monday morning. I actually have adaptive release set. So at 12:01 in the morning, those things will be released to you. So you have them the entire week. Um, Outside of that, I will be checking in with you all in Discord, sending out some announcements. Um, Whoever mentioned earlier on Discord that the videos were not accessible, thank you so much. If any of you ever notice something has malfunctioned or something isn't working, please um, shout out to me on Discord, send me an email, just get up with me because these things really need to be up for you guys. Um, so whoever that was, thank you. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, guys.